am a paid mystery shopper. I am one of the top mystery shoppers in the United States. I have awards, I have recognitions because I am honest, I am thorough, and I'm just good at what I do, and I'm not tooting my own horn. It is what it is.
When I went looking for proof of this, I just scrolled all the way to the bottom of her website because I was imagining there would be something like a seal or a medallion or something that says 2024 Mystery Shopping Association Shopper of the Year, Kayla Sansom, or something to that effect. But there is no proof of these awards anywhere that I could find on her website, on the internet, nothing. Something is fishy about this, as with everything on Kayla's account at this point, it feels, especially when you start uncovering even more inconsistencies around Kayla and her supposed success with mystery shopping. Her credibility is disintegrating fast. What I have for you today is a very, very niche topic on a very specific piece of TikTok drama, and something that I hope that you find as interesting as I did, because I went on quite the journey to dig up information, and the more I found, the juicier it got. These are my favorite types of videos where I'm essentially going to tell you a story and it gets more dramatic as we go on. This situation was brought to my attention, and all I knew at first was that there was this woman who got caught lying in a very big and public way, and it all had to do with her job as a mystery shopper. And at this point, I'm like, hold on, let's rewind. I feel like I missed a lot of chapters. Somebody explain to me what's going on. Who is this woman? What is mystery shopping? What did she get caught doing? And why is it a big deal? And you best believe that I stopped what I was doing to laser focus on getting all of the answers to those questions, and I'm here to share the findings of my very niche deep dive with you today. I hope that I'm not too late to the game with this. I know that the internet moves at lightning speed, and for once in my life, I'm actually a couple weeks ahead on my filming schedule, so I'm hoping that this is not old news by the time you actually see this video. I'm filming this on August 13th as this situation is unfolding, but it's not going to go live until closer to the end of the month, so I'm very sorry about that. But I can't help but still cover it, even if it is a little bit late, because it's got all of the things that I love in a video. It's got lying and scamming and someone who engages in shady behavior for their own financial gain, and best of all, when they get caught lying, and all of these things are brought to light. Let's start with the basics. What is mystery shopping? What is a mystery shopper, sometimes known as secret shopper? And this is very, very relevant information for this video, so you need to know what this is up front. When I heard the term mystery shopping, I had no idea what this was. I couldn't even begin to imagine what that could be referring to, and I like to think that I'm up to date on my side hustle money-making lingo these days, but mystery shopping, as I learned, is a side hustle that some people have, and this can be a legitimate way to make money, although there are some people and organizations out there that will try and scam you, claiming that they have a mystery shopping program when they don't. So mystery shopping is a legit thing, but you kind of have to know what to look for to make sure you're getting involved with a legit thing and not a scam. And a mystery shopper is somebody who is paid by companies to essentially go undercover as a customer in their locations to gain information. The job duties of a mystery shopper are to evaluate things like the quality of service, the cleanliness of the establishment, employee behavior, and just overall customer experience at a business, usually businesses like restaurants, fast food places, hotels, or retail stores. So mystery shoppers pose as a normal customer. They go in, they order the food that restaurant offers, they buy the items that shop offers, they have as close to an authentic customer experience as they can possibly get, and then when they leave the store, they write up a report and they send it to the company for feedback. And then the company can use that feedback to take action to address any issues at that location or with those staff members if necessary. For example, if a retail store has an employee policy that you greet every single customer that comes in the store, and when they get to the register, you try to push the rewards program on them or the credit card on them or whatever it is, and the company wants to check that their employees are actually doing these things that they're supposed to, they can put a request for a mystery shopper to go into their store and evaluate for those things specifically. If the mystery shopper goes in and they weren't greeted at the door or they weren't offered the credit card at the register, then they write that up in their report, they send it to corporate, and corporate handles it from there. Usually that would mean that they would provide more training on these things or re-educate the staff on these things or talk to those staff members specifically who made that error. And if the case is severe enough, the violation of these rules might even constitute employees getting fired if they get a bad review on a mystery shop. So a mystery shopper is basically like an undercover customer. And it's important to know that these mystery shoppers are not employed by any specific company. They're freelancers who are part of mystery shopping organizations or platforms where they can pick up assignments in their local areas to go out and conduct these mystery shops, and they're classified as 1099 independent contractors for tax tax purposes. It's kind of like how when you order food from a restaurant through DoorDash, the driver who brings you that food, they're not an employee of that restaurant. They work as a delivery driver for all kinds of locations, and they just happen to be the one who picked up your order and carried out that assignment. And speaking of DoorDash, did you know that you can get almost anything delivered to you on demand these days? Groceries, dinner, flowers, alcohol, the phone charger that you forgot to pack, the cold medicine that you didn't realize you were gonna need but you woke up sick. If you want it, you can get it delivered to you through the DoorDash app. This is a service that has saved me more than once, which is why I'm really excited that they're sponsoring today's video. In my younger years in college, I would use DoorDash to get late night deliveries of my favorite munchy foods. You're telling me that it's 11 p.m. and I'm craving a greasy burger and it can be on my doorstep in like 30 minutes? Sold. Which I absolutely still do, but in my more sophisticated adult years, right? DoorDash now serves as my safety net for all of the things that I inevitably overlook in life. Like if I run out of ice at the barbecue I'm hosting, or my toddler brings home her third illness of the season and we're out of tissues, or I forgot that I signed up to bring something to the potluck. It's all good. I'll just order something and have it delivered to the location. I can't always rely on my memory in this busy season, but I can always rely on DoorDash for on-demand delivery of the necessities when I'm in a pinch. DoorDash is your door to more. Download the app and for a limited time you can use my code HannahAlonzo50 for 50% off up to $10 off your first order of $15 or more. Thank you DoorDash for sponsoring today's video. Back to the whole mystery shopping situation. Maybe I've been living under a rock, but I had no idea mystery shopping was a thing, but I guess it makes sense. Businesses do often have evaluations of some kind from time to time, but they're not always the most accurate because the employees know they're happening, they know they're being watched, and it doesn't always give an honest or authentic representation of how that business runs on a daily basis. So I can see why a mystery shopper situation would be appealing to some companies. Lots of businesses utilize them, more than you probably think. Some companies you might recognize that have a mystery shopping program are Whole Foods, Cinnabon, Pizza Hut, Home Goods, Quick Trip gas stations, Marriott hotels, and it's mutually beneficial because it offers this kind of like freelance, work on your own hours kind of income stream that could be appealing to a lot of people. What's better than getting paid to eat at restaurants and go shopping and stay in hotels? Like, it kind of seems like a dream job if you ask me. And the subject of our video, Kayla, knows this, and she takes advantage of people's desires to become mystery shoppers, which we will obviously talk about a little later in the video. So who is Kayla? Her full name is Kayla Sansom, and she goes by the name Kayla Laughs Out Loud on TikTok, and she's got over 300,000 followers. She is the mystery shopper in question who's gotten herself tangled up in some controversy, and here's a video of her explaining what exactly it is she does for work in her own words.
Hello everyone, good afternoon. It's kind of nasty out today, but I wanted to take the time in the middle of my mystery shopping day and come on here and introduce myself. I realize I have a lot of new followers. I have a lot of people not understanding what I do for a living, and I would love to take a chance to break it down. So I have been a mystery shopper for 15 years. I am a professional mystery shopper. Companies hire me to go in their locations all over and evaluate their customer service, their products, the cleanliness of their stores. I mean, so many things in between that as well. We are given a survey that we have to follow exactly like it is. We are given standards that we have to look for. We are given very specific instructions. There is really no room for us to be biased. And I have done this for 15 years. I have mystery shopped fast food like McDonald's, all the way up to very fine dining where plates are like $200 plus. I mystery shop hotels, resorts, casinos, high-end retail like Louis Vuitton and Tiffany, all the way down to Pandora and stores like Claire's, okay? So I do all kinds of mystery shops. And again, I have done this for 15 years.
Okay, so she calls herself a professional mystery shopper, and she gives us some background info into what mystery shopping entails. And we get to see this work in action on her TikTok account because one of the main types of videos she posts is when she's actually going into these establishments conducting the mystery shops. She'll document this entire process for viewers. She's got a whole playlist on her TikTok account called Mystery Shopping. There's over 200 videos on it. This is the bulk of her content and a huge reason why she's amassed a large following. She's giving a peek into her very unique and unfamiliar type of side hustle that people might be interested in learning more about. The format of these videos is she'll be like, okay, today we're going into Kohl's. Here are the things we're looking for. And she typically says her tagline of, I'll keep y'all on the phone. So she has her phone recording her interactions with employees employees in these establishments, sometimes in a discreet way, sometimes not. And then when she gets back to the car, she'll set up her phone and she kind of debriefs how the mystery shop went, and she divulges if they passed or failed. Many of her videos are several minutes long, so I'm just playing one on silent over here so you can kind of get the idea of what they look like and the format of them. It looks like she's been making videos in this format since early 2024, but recently one of her videos went viral for all the wrong reasons. The TikTok video in question is about her mystery shopping experience of a quick service restaurant called Chicken Salad Chick. I was able to get access to this video thanks to another creator named Haley who covered this situation on her TikTok account, so I'll have her video linked below. I was 1 day late to this drama and I didn't get a chance to download Kayla's video before she deleted it, and I saw in this video that Haley looked like she had the downloads, and so I messaged her like, hey girl, can I have those downloads? And she so very kindly sent them over to me very quickly, no questions asked. So everybody say thank you to Haley. Without her, I probably would not be able to make this YouTube video. That's what I get for not being on TikTok 24/7, okay? 1 day late. Thank you, Haley, for coming to my rescue in that regard. But Kayla's Chicken Salad Chick video is almost 12 minutes long, so needless to say, I'm not gonna make you sit through that because it documents her entire experience in the store. It shows her walking in, it shows her standing in line in silence for several minutes. Like, you don't need to see that. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna show you the relevant parts and then I'm gonna kind of speed through the rest. And I will say, I kind of agonized over if I should blur these employees or not. Their faces are fully in this video and they did not ask to be filmed. They did not ask for this kind of publicity. So initially I was like, I'm definitely gonna blur them to protect their privacy. But as you'll see, so much of the backlash and kind of controversy around Kayla's video is regarding body language, and it's regarding the way that these employees treated Kayla. And I noticed that when you blur them out, it's really hard to kind of get the full sense of the interaction. You can't really see their facial expressions or their body language. It really detracts from being able to see exactly what happened so that you can make your own judgment about it. I do feel like it's kind of essential for this video to be able to see facial expressions, body language, eye contact, things like that. So I don't know if leaving the clip unblurred is the right decision. I hope it is. I mean no harm by doing that. I just wanted to kind of explain my reasoning for doing so.
All right, guys, we're going back into Chicken Salad Chick. I absolutely love this place. That looks so good, even though that's the last thing I need.
So she walks in the restaurant, she walks all the way to the front, she's the only person in line, but you can see that there is an employee appearing to train a newer employee as they are helping these two customers that are already at the register. So a big bulk of this video is just Kayla standing in line waiting to be helped. And I want you to take note of how many times this employee interacts with other customers who have come into the store after Kayla.
Hello, welcome in. Hey, welcome in. Yes, ma'am. What's the name on?
Danielle.
Your cup is in there for your.
Thank you so much.
Yes, ma'am. No problem.
She greeted two customers as they came into the store and helped one of them with their pickup order. Now you'll notice that in the background, there's another employee who appears kind of in like the kitchen area, and she's looking out into the lobby, kind of seeing what's going on, and she also greets a customer as they come in.
Welcome in.
I get the impression that she is the manager. She's wearing a different colored top, and to me, this looks like she's kind of surveying the situation that the two employees are tied up with these customers over here, probably because one of them is being trained. And so what she does is she comes around to the front and she jumps on a register to help Kayla. So here's their full interaction.
How can I help you?
Thank you. May I have the bacon and cheddar on the croissant with the Dixie Chick?
What's your side?
May I have grape salad?
Are you adding another side today or a beverage?
Oh, yes, ma'am, a regular size drink.
Will this be a dine-in or a carry-out today?
Dine in.
Bacon cheddar melt, Dixie, grape salad, regular drink.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you.
you.
1546.
Okay.
So this part, I'm just going to speed through it. They're not talking, no interaction. Kayla's just paying on the pin pad. And then the employee hands her a table number.
Thank you.
Thank you.
They say thank you to each other. She finishes out her transaction, and then the employee comes back to hand her the receipt.
Here you go. Please do the survey. Let us know how you enjoy. Get a dollar off your next visit.
Thank
you.
Yes, ma'am.
And then from that point, Kayla goes over, she fills up her drink, she walks through the restaurant, she finds a table that's comfortable to sit down in, she sits down, and she waits for her food.
They were out of lemonade today. That sucks, but we did get Dr. Pepper, so not a complete fail. I'm joking, obviously. I decided to behave and not get the piece of cake. I definitely don't need it.
Here you go, sweetheart.
Thank you very much.
My pleasure.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yes, ma'am. Looks super good. So this is their grape salad. A lot of you commented and told me I have to try it. It looks interesting, I won't lie, but we will try it anyway. All right, guys, I'm going to try grape salad from Chicken Salad Chick. I'm a little disturbed on how this looks. Oh my God. Oh my God. I'm so sorry, y'all. I will never order that again. I know several of y'all are fans. That is not good. No bueno.
Okay, so that's all that she filmed inside the restaurant. I showed you everything. I just sped through some of those parts. And she goes on to give some interesting commentary about her entire experience. But I wanted to pause right there because I'm curious to know what your interpretation was of that whole interaction with the employees. Did anything stand out to you as strange? Did anything rub you the wrong way? Did it come across like a completely normal quick service restaurant interaction? Let me know about how you interpreted all of that down below. I'm gonna give you my thoughts, but here's Kayla sharing her thoughts.
So I'm really sorry to say, but Chicken Salad Chick failed. They failed for a couple of reasons. It started off absolutely horrible and got a little bit better when she brought me my order. She said enjoy, like she was nice about that. But when I walked in the door, I didn't get greeted at all. Everyone that walked in behind me, the moment they heard the ding, 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 you know, they were like, welcome in, or some kind of nice greeting. I was standing at the registers for almost 4 minutes without anyone greeting me. Like 4 employees even came to the registers in and out from the back. No one said a word to me for over 4 minutes. That's really, really bad.
What's crazy about this is that she showed us the entire 4-minute clip of her standing in line, uncut. And the very first employee who popped their head around the corner and saw Kayla standing in line was the one who came around to the front to help her. There were no 4 employees coming in and out of the back just ignoring her. That didn't happen. She showed us the proof that that didn't happen. It's pretty amazing how you can interpret a situation in front of you completely different than what actually happened in reality.
Then the customer that came in right after me, they didn't even greet me. They greeted her and said, are you here for pickup? No, hey, how are you? We'll be with you in a second. If someone was in training, like at that register, and they were having a hard time ringing that customer up, I get it. But you at least say, we'll be with you in just a moment. Just something. Just acknowledge that I'm standing right there. That is really bad. A lot of people will walk out. Like, just say, hi, how are you? We'll be with you in a second. That really kind of angered me. And if I was not a mystery shopper, I would have walked out.
If you would walk out of an establishment because an employee was busy doing their job and they didn't look up to greet you the moment you walk in, I'm sorry, that's fully a you problem. Have some self-awareness to understand that you're not the center of the world and that people are busy at their place of work and they're not going to stop what they're doing to cater to you all the time. It would be one thing if she walked in and she was the only customer in the lobby and all of the employees were like hanging out in the back chatting and it took them several minutes before they realized Kayla was there to come out and help her. That would be an issue. That maybe you would walk out for because it's like, there's no one here to help me. What am I supposed to do? But it's another thing when you walk in and you can see with your own eyes there is an employee actively busy with the task of helping another customer. Have some compassion and some understanding for that. And I guess in Kayla's defense, it is her literal job to kind of be nitpicky about these things and to be hyper aware of how she's treated as a customer in these places. She is kind of actively looking for things to ding them on, but I feel like a lot of her commentary is reaching or over-exaggerating, as you'll continue to see.
Then when I was finally greeted and invited to a register, I believe she's the manager. She was in manager clothes. She was very aggressive when she was taking my order. I felt as if that was the last thing she wanted to do was take my order. She was even like hitting the screen really hard, like chill out. You know, go take a break. Go do something. I doubt it had anything to do with me, but that does not matter. That does not matter. But then her tune changed when she brought me my order. So she gained a few points back, but not nearly enough to fix what she did in the beginning. That was really bad.
Roll the tapes.
Can I help you?
Thank you. May I have the bacon and cheddar On the croissant with the Dixie chick,
What's your side?
you have grape salad.
Are you adding another side today or a beverage?
Oh, yes, ma'am, a regular sized drink.
Will this be a dine-in or a carry-out today?
Dine in.
Bacon cheddar melt, Dixie, grape salad, regular drink.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you. 1546.
Okay.
I do agree that the lack of eye contact does come across a little off-putting and cold, but Kayla used the word aggressive to describe her demeanor, and that has really bothered a lot of people. I didn't see someone who was aggressive. She didn't raise her voice. She was not violently tapping on the computer like Kayla claimed she was. She said thank you more than once in this interaction, and to me, this just strikes me as a manager who is kind of all business in this moment. Like, she had something going on in the back, but she peeked around, oh crap, they kind of need me out here. I'm gonna pull up front and support my staff as a good manager should. And she was right to the point, and she took the order without any fluff. Was she particularly expressive and peppy? No, but she certainly wasn't aggressive. And this has really caused Kayla a lot of backlash, because using the word aggressive, particularly when describing a Black woman, that's an example of a microaggression. This stereotype of the angry Black woman, that's rooted in our country's history of slavery, racism, and oppression. And this is the exact form that this kind of microaggression takes. Was she really being aggressive and deserving of a bad review, or did you just interpret it that way because of your own implicit bias, given the fact that this is a Black woman that you're interacting with? And I'm sure if you ask Kayla, she'd be like, no, of course not. That wasn't a racially charged comment. I would never. But that's exactly the thing about microaggressions. They're often unintentional remarks that reflect a deeper bias that you hold, and you might not even be aware that you're doing it, which is why it's important to call those things out when you see it. If anything, I would say that this employee was kind of just deadpan and very neutral and very to the point. So calling a Black woman aggressive when she objectively was not, that is a microaggression. And one more thing about this employee's behavior that I noticed, she stood in that window for a little bit, looking out, kind of getting a sense for what's going on in the lobby before she came around to the front. And you know what? There is a very good chance that she saw a woman standing at the front of the line holding her phone, recording everything that's going on in her restaurant. And I feel like that could justify her having a more cold, all business type of interaction with Kayla. It's not considered very polite to just walk in and film people going about their normal business without their consent. So I completely understand why this manager would be put off by that if that's something that she noticed. If you know that you're being filmed and that makes you uncomfortable, it would make sense that you just kind of keep your head down, keep your eyes locked, get the interaction over with, help the customer as quickly as you can so that they get their phone out of your face. I think there could be lots of explanations for why this manager acted the way she did, but I do think calling her aggressive was uncalled for, and it's also not an accurate interpretation of what actually happened. Let's continue to hear Kayla's review of this experience.
Now let's talk about the meal. My sandwich was fantastic. I wanted lemonade. For some reason they were out. Maybe the machine's broken. No hate on them for that. You can only control so much, you know, or maybe they just didn't have any lemonade to make. But my drink was great. The Dr. Pepper was mixed really well with the CO2. My sandwich was fantastic. I am so sorry to say, in my opinion, which does not matter as far as mystery shopping goes, that grape salad was absolutely disgusting. I will never order that again. Congratulations on all of y'all that think it's amazing. Y'all can eat mine. I don't want it. And that's no hate on them. That's their recipe. They can do whatever they want with their food. And apparently it is a huge hit and lots of people buy it, just like y'all told me for a long time. You really need to try it. You really need to try it. I'm okay. But I appreciate it and I love trying new things, but I will never order that again. So I am so sorry, Chicken Salad Chick. You failed. I hate to say that, but you did. If you did much better in the beginning, I would not have to say that. So again, I'm sorry, but if you want to be a mystery shopper, if you want to eat out for free at fast food, casual dining, fine dining, go bowling, go to movie theaters, have all kinds of experiences at ball games, go to concerts, and get paid to do all of that and get reimbursed on top of that, you should totally join my mystery shopping training program at KaylaLaughs.com. As of right now, I have almost 1,100 members in my program, and it grows daily. We offer this program all over the United States, Canada, and now the United Kingdom. I'll be working on Australia very, very soon. And our goal is by the end of 2026 to have this program offered all around the world where there are mystery shops. So if you want your bank account to go up, your cost of living to go down, and have fun doing all of it, and someone to help you through the entire process, you should totally join my mystery shopping training program. You would not believe how life-changing this program really is. But anyway, I can go on and on and on about what you're missing out on, but if you want to change your life and if you want to change your financial situation, I hope you will meet me halfway at KaylaLaughs.com. Hope to see you soon.
She finishes the video by plugging her mystery shopping course. Did we expect anything less? No. This is a whole thing we're going to get into soon. It's a bit of foreshadowing for what's to come, but we're not done with this yet. On this video, Kayla starts to get pushback on her interpretation of the employee's behavior. Again, people are unhappy that Kayla labeled this woman aggressive. People aren't really agreeing with how Kayla's feeling in response to this employee's behavior. This comment says, "She was nice the whole time. I think you're too nitpicky." So Kayla creates an entire second video to address this.
For all of you saying that this general manager did not call me sir, she absolutely did call me sir. Let's say on the sly chance she did not call me sir and she said something else. Maybe, just maybe, I would have heard her more clearly if she actually looked at me and made eye contact and tried to give me, like, I don't know, the smallest ounce of customer service instead of jabbing at the keys, not making eye contact with me, and making me stand there for over 4 minutes before even acknowledging that I was in her restaurant. She is no longer a general manager of this location, but please watch this little clip and you will hear her call me sir. And again, even if she didn't, maybe if she did her job, I would have actually heard what she said. Sorry, not sorry.
Will this be a dine-in or a carry-out, sir?
Okay, now the sir controversy comes into play. This is another big piece of this deal. Might I remind you, Kayla said nothing about this employee calling her sir in her original review video. She based her entire review off of the fact that she found this woman to be aggressive. And only once her own followers started calling her out in the comments did she come up with this whole sir defense. Like, oh, well, she called me sir. She was deserving of a bad review because she was rude to me. Let me play this phrase on repeat 3 times in a row for you so that you can really hear what we're talking about.
Will this be a dine-in or a carry-out, sir? Will this be a dine-in or a carry-out, sir? Will this be a dine-in or a carry-out, sir?
I do completely see how she hears the word sir. I do. I understand it. However, I think what she was actually saying is the word today. I heard 2 syllables, will this be a dine-in or a carry-out today? And the last word is kind of mumbled. That word makes much more sense within this context, and this employee used the word today in the phrase right before that one too. So I get the sense that it's just kind of part of her vocabulary.
Are you adding another side today or a beverage?
Oh, yes, ma'am, a regular size drink.
Will this be a dine-in or a carry-out, sir?
Dine-in.
I get the impression that this is just kind of like autopilot service worker jargon. I remember when I worked at Ulta, I would have the same handful of words or phrases that I would say to customers every time I reached certain prompts on the register. And you're saying these things dozens of times a shift. Do you have a phone number for your rewards? Would you like a bag today? Do you want an emailed or printed receipt? You feel like a robot and the words just kind of come out and you're not really thinking that hard about them, and sometimes you might mumble them. If you've worked in the service industry, I feel like you can really relate to this. You're just on autopilot because you're having the same conversation with every person that comes to the register over and over and over again. So to me, I hear her kind of lazily saying, do you want to dine in or carry out today? I don't think she was intentionally misgendering Kayla to be rude as Kayla might think. In fact, later on when this employee brought her the food, she was perfectly bubbly and happy, and she even called her sweetheart.
Here you go, sweetheart.
Thank you very much.
My pleasure.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yes, ma'am.
I don't think this employee was having an attitude, I don't think she was aggressive, and I don't think she used the word sir. I think that Kayla is throwing the sir thing into conversation as a defense as to why she failed Chicken Salad Chick, which is weird because she didn't even seem to notice it in the moment and she said nothing about it in her original review. I feel like she was probably just replaying her video over and over trying to find little things to nitpick on and be like, look, that's the reason I failed her. That's the reason she was rude to me. She said sir. So all of this is bad enough. The filming of the employee, the poor interpretation of her demeanor, failing the mystery shop based on that, and then the sir defense. But things continue to go downhill when Kayla makes the claim in this follow-up video that the manager of this Chicken Salad Chick location actually got fired. And she kind of alludes to the fact that her mystery shop review played some role in that. Here's what she said again in case you missed it.
She is no longer a general manager of this location, but please watch this little clip and you will hear her call me sir. And again, even if she didn't, maybe if she did her job, I would have actually heard what she said. Sorry, not sorry.
She almost seems pleased with herself that she got this employee fired, does she not? She's got this attitude of like, oh, you think the employee was nice to me and that I'm overreacting? Well, what if I told you that she got fired? Take that. It's just nasty. Like, why are we celebrating somebody losing their job? Kayla even started to go at it with people in her comments too. Someone said she was clearly training this young man and was busy. Give a little grace, please. And Kayla responds saying, no, she was fired. She called me sir. Get a grip, LOL. And then someone else says, I'm pretty sure she said today, not sir. Please don't tell me you got her fired over that. To which Kayla responds, I was there and you weren't last time I checked. All she did was terrible customer service. And then someone responds saying, you recorded it, so we were there too. She gave bare minimum customer service and said today, not sir. Used to be a fan, but this time you're doing too much, laughing over getting her fired. This is a really problematic situation because we all watched the full interaction. She filmed everything that this employee said to her and she posted it and we all saw it. And the general consensus is that the employee did nothing wrong. It's Kayla who's in the wrong. So for her to double down and continue to defend herself using this employee's termination as like proof that she was right or something, it's really tasteless and it's rubbing people even more the wrong way. People are feeling terribly for this employee who just lost her job as a general manager because of a mystery shopper's bad review. It doesn't feel like that employee was deserving of this at all. It's an extremely unfair situation and it's gross that Kayla has an attitude of pride about it. Except, what if I told you that this employee did not lose her job? What if I told you that Kayla was lying about all of it? Well, Chicken Salad Chick, the company, caught wind of this whole mystery shopping video that Kayla put out and they decided to make their own post on their own official TikTok account addressing their side of the story. They put up a multiple slide post and it says, we've seen a few videos and we wanted to clear something up. There is no official mystery shopper program affiliated with our brand. And no one lost their job because of a recent viral video. We always welcome feedback, but we also always protect our team. This post has almost 4.5 million views on it, and this has reached way further than Kayla's original video ever did. The company themselves just called Kayla out publicly for lying. And if you're Kayla, that's probably one of the worst things that could possibly happen to you, because how do you defend yourself against that? You claimed that your mystery shop review got an employee fired, and then the company itself comes out to say that this is not true. How do you even come back from something like that? Well, Kayla is trying to defend herself, and she left a comment on that Chicken Salad Chick post where she said, your franchise owners hire us. So she's basically trying to say like, yeah, maybe the company itself doesn't have a mystery shopping program, but the owner of that particular store hired me to come in and do a mystery shop for them. To which the company responded back to Kayla saying the franchise owner did not hire mystery shoppers. And then Kayla comes back and claims that she has proof. I'm assuming this means that she has proof that she was asked by this franchise owner to come in and do a mystery shop. Maybe she has some kind of email exchange between them. Maybe she has the documents that were provided to her by the mystery shop outlining the things that she should be looking for. Maybe she has the report that she filled out to give the owner with her feedback. Something. But I have a feeling that we will never know because it's been about a week and Kayla has posted no such proof. Instead, she deleted these comments claiming that she has proof. She deleted her mystery mystery shop video, she deleted the response video, kind of priding herself that she got this employee fired, and she turned off comments across her account for the most part. Some of the videos, the comments are completely disabled, and other videos, the comments are only limited to people that she is friends with, and I believe that's when you are mutually following each other. So only certain people, those who tend to support Kayla, are allowed to comment on her videos now. In my eyes, this feels like confirmation that Kayla got caught red-handed. She's not posting any of this proof because it doesn't exist. If she had proof, that would be the quickest and easiest way to shut this whole thing down, but she's not. She's going on a deleting spree and a censoring spree instead, and that's all I need to know. If you've got the proof, then show us the proof, but there's no proof being shown. Funny enough, the very next thing that the Chicken Salad Chick official account posted was this video featuring their grape salad, and it says, "Probably needed a hug, got grape salad instead." And people in the comments think this is really hilarious because they're interpreting this as the company still continuing to throw shade at Kayla because obviously Kayla ordered the grape salad and had only bad things to say about it. But the good thing is that Chicken Salad Chick appears to be getting a lot of good publicity out of this whole situation. Now people are going to try the grape salad and posting their own reviews and things like that. Now that Kayla was caught lying about the Chicken Salad Chick mystery shop, people are digging deeper into her account and they're discovering more inconsistencies, leading people to wonder if she's even a mystery shopper at all or if she's just posing as one. Now, why would she be putting on this elaborate ruse on social media pretending to be a professional mystery shopper? To sell her course, of course. She has the course linked in her bio, she mentions it in almost every single video she posts, and in some cases she even makes entire promo videos dedicated to promoting the course, like this one.
What if there's an easier way to replace your income that you don't know about yet? If you've been stuck in an unfulfilling job, working long hours for low pay, with no flexibility and no freedom, you are one step away from complete burnout, and it's going to lead to complete financial disaster sooner than later. What if I told you there is a better way, a way that you could make an extra $50,000 per year working just 15 flexible hours per week as a mystery shopper without any experience? A way that lets you fire your boss, work for yourself, and finally gain control of your own schedule, even if you have no time or energy right now. And the only reason you do not have it right now is because you have not signed up for my mystery shopping program. Click the link around this video to join my mystery shopping course and coaching program.
The MLM vibes in this video are so strong. And it's not an MLM that she's promoting, but that is the other side of the content that I make is anti-MLM stuff, and all of the claims are the same. Fire your boss, work for yourself, financial freedom, just come with me and I'll show you the way. And these absurd income claims that you can make $50,000 a year from mystery shopping. All of this is BS. She goes on in this promo video to talk about how when she first got started with mystery shopping, she fell for a lot of scams because she didn't know how to decipher between what's a legit mystery shopping opportunity and what is a scam. And so she's saying that the purpose of her course is that everything is vetted. She teaches you how to get started as a legitimate mystery shopper. These are the actual companies that use mystery shopping, and here's how you can protect yourself from falling for the scams like I did. She sells this course for a recurring cost of $97 per month, or you can pay the recurring annual price of $797 a year. By her most recent count on this video she posted on August 5th, she's claiming to have nearly 1,200 members in her community, and these are all people that have signed up for her course.
I also have my own mystery shopping training program with just a couple people short of 1,200 people. I started that training program in April 2024, and I am super grateful to say that I have almost 1,200 members, and it grows every single day.
If she's being truthful about this number, having 1,200 members of her course since April of last year when she launched it, I need you to understand the insane amount of money this woman has made. For example, if all of the members are paying the monthly cost of $97 a month, that means that she's making $116,000 a month off the sale of her course, which would come out to be about $1.4 million over the course of an entire year. However, if everybody is paying the yearly rate rate of $797, that means that she's made around $950,000 off of this so far. Of course, I'm sure there's a mix of members who pay both monthly and annually, but the point I'm trying to make is that she has likely made hundreds of thousands of dollars, likely in the ballpark of around $1 million off of the sale of her course alone. Which begs the question, is she here to make money off of being a mystery shopper, or is she here to make money teaching other people how to become mystery shoppers? This is another way that it really gives MLM vibes, because at some point there's going to be more mystery shoppers out there than there are assignments. It's going to be an oversaturated market. And so by teaching more and more people how to do what she does for work, she's effectively putting herself out of a job. It doesn't make logical sense to recruit people to do the same job you have if you're really making good money doing it. If you're making a livable income doing mystery shopping, you want to keep that on the down low, don't you think? You don't want to advertise this out to the masses like, here's a great way to make money, come and take my limited assignments from me. And that alone signals to me that number one, she either hasn't thought this through thoroughly, or number two, the real money is coming from the sale of the course, not from actual mystery shopping assignments. And to be clear, I'm not asserting that Kayla is running an MLM, but there are definitely some of the same scammy dynamics happening. It feels very similar to how earlier this year there was the micro bakery girl controversy, where this girl popped up on social media one day and gained a ton of followers sort of pretending and posing to run a successful micro bakery out of her house. But then it came out that she wasn't really making that many sales off of her baked goods. She was making way more sales off the sale of her course. She pretended to run a micro bakery so that she could sell a course on how to run a micro bakery. There was also that drama with that fitness influencer a few months ago, Janelle Roner, where she was selling courses on how to lose weight by focusing on macros. But then it came out that she was actually losing weight because she was on a GLP-1, and she was accused of being deceptive on social media about her weight loss in order to sell her course. Be skeptical of anyone online who is selling a course. That's basically what I'm saying. Oftentimes, the person creating that course is not an expert in the field. They have no credentials. It's way overpriced. They're not offering you any information that you can't find pretty easily online yourself. And in many cases, they're lying. They're lying about what they're actually doing in order to sell the course. And I really do believe the same thing is going on here with Kayla. You do not need her course to learn how to become a mystery shopper. With a very quick Google search, you can find a list of reputable, legitimate mystery shopping organizations, one of which is the Mystery Shopping Providers Association, the MSPA. And there's literally a section on their website where you can register to become a mystery shopper for free in under a minute. You do not need to pay a recurring $97 monthly charge to some woman on TikTok claiming to teach you how to be a mystery shopper if this is actually something you want to do. Her website advertises that for the $97 a month, you get access to step-by-step training, weekly live coaching calls, a curated list of legit mystery shopping companies, and a community of other mystery shoppers to find support and accountability in. To be fair, I have not paid for the course. I don't know what's inside. I haven't seen it with my own eyes. But what I do know is that mystery shopping can be a legit side hustle, and there are legit organizations that orchestrate this kind of thing. And people have been doing this for decades without Kayla's course. So I have a hard time believing that she's actually offering any information that is worth this $97 a month charge, especially when you start uncovering even more inconsistencies around Kayla and her supposed success with mystery shopping. Her credibility is disintegrating fast. And here is a huge thing that just happened that's poking even more holes in Kayla's legitimacy. Remember earlier how I talked about the Mystery Shopping Providers Association, the MSPA? It turns out that they have weighed in on the whole Kayla chicken salad chick situation too. They sent out an email to their members on or about August 8th with the subject line saying, "Beware of a serious industry issue." This is kind of a long email, but I'm gonna read the whole thing because whoa, it's juicy. It says, "Important information for independent contractor mystery shoppers. You may have seen or heard of individuals on social media promoting mystery shopping through courses or content that seems exciting, entertaining, or even helpful. However, it's important to understand that much of this information is inaccurate, unethical, and harmful to the industry you're working in." Yesterday, MSPA received a note from a concerned mystery shopper about one of these third-party groups, which read, quote, "There's a social media creator on TikTok who is violating the code of ethics if indeed she is doing mystery shopping. She's filming employees of supposed mystery shop she does, the place, the result, and where. She's laughing at ones being terminated, and she's also charging people for her course on mystery shopping. I've enclosed a screenshot of her social media and name and account, as well as a video of her advertising her course that she charges $97 for, end quote. The person she's referring to is Kayla Sansom, but she's not the only one. To the best of our knowledge, she's not receiving permission from the companies or clients involved to film or to share these details. If true, this behavior violates the Code of Professional Standards and Ethics that all reputable companies and shoppers are expected to follow. And then they include a screenshot of Kayla's TikTok account for all to see. They're basically like, this is the woman we're talking about that we want you to be aware of. Then it says, what you should know. MSPA cannot discipline or remove somebody who is not a member. Kayla Sansom is not a member, and the association does not endorse her or her content. Mic drop moment. They're like, we don't know who she is. We do not claim her. You as an independent contractor agree to confidentiality, professionalism, and accuracy when you accept assignments through legitimate MSPA member companies. Filming shops, fabricating information, or publicly sharing shop details without consent is not only unethical, it may be grounds for termination from platforms, legal action, or both. MSPA exists to protect the integrity of the industry and provide resources that help you do your job ethically and successfully. Then there's a section that says what you can do. You can work only with MSPA accredited companies. These companies follow ethical standards and provide legitimate opportunities. You can be cautious of people or platforms selling mystery shopping training or access to job lists. MSPA does not charge shoppers to access jobs, and legitimate companies do not ask for payment up front. MLMs looking at you. Know your rights and responsibilities. Read and understand the agreements you sign. They typically include strict confidentiality clauses that prohibit recording, sharing, or falsifying information. And report misleading content on social media. If you believe a content creator is spreading misinformation or violating confidentiality, you can also report their videos or profiles directly to Meta and TikTok. These platforms allow you to flag content that is deceptive, misleading, or harmful. And finally, stay aligned with the professionals. MSPA is the official trade association of the mystery shopping and merchandising industry. We're here to support you with credible information, job resources, and a professional code of ethics that help you stand out in the field. When in doubt, ask before you act, and protect your reputation and the integrity of the entire industry. Wow, a scathing review of Kayla, in my opinion. This feels like another slam dunk for those who were already skeptical of Kayla. This is one of the most established and reputable mystery shopping organizations out there, putting out a PSA to their members to beware of scam opportunities and of those selling courses, explicitly naming Kayla and sharing a screenshot of her TikTok account. You cannot get more clear than that. And not only that, they made a point of saying we can't take any action against her for violating our code of conduct because she doesn't even work with us. She's not a member of our organization. We have no jurisdiction over her. It doesn't get more damning than that. And the story does not end here. In fact, the web of inconsistencies continues to get more complicated because now people are starting to look at Kayla with an even more critical eye. She was caught red-handed in this flat-out lie, which leads people to believe that there must be other lies beneath the surface that we haven't proven yet. Many of her TikTok videos are in this like story time style where she's recounting these wild, insane things that happened to her while she's out mystery shopping. For example, there was a story she told once about this associate who came up to her in a department store and just started divulging all this information about her husband's foot fetish. Let's roll the tapes on that one, shall we?
She said then, you know what really ruined our relationship was his infidelity all these years. And I'm like, oh my gosh, all these years? Like, you know, I'm invested in the conversation now. And then she's like, yes, he has a foot fetish. I'm like, oh my gosh, yep, I knew it. I knew there was going to be some level of crazy in here. Like, who says that to a stranger? It gets worse, though. She's like, we can't even go to the beach without him approaching women on the beach, you know, no matter what they look like. If their feet are exposed and he sees them to be, or he thinks them to be pretty and attractive, he will literally ask them, like tap them on the shoulder, even if they're passed out sunbathing, if he can take a picture of their feet and touch them. He even has wads of cash on him on the beach when they're vacationing to offer people money, just in case they're at first like, no thank you, weirdo. Yes. This associate knows me, has no clue who I am, knows me from Adam, you know, like, what? What?
There's another story about how she was supposedly pulled over by the cops because they thought that she was having a seizure, when in fact she was just jamming out to music in her car.
I heard the siren and I saw the lights, so I immediately pulled over into a gas station parking lot. Both policemen come running to my car. I roll both front windows down and they're both staring at me with so much concern. The one at my driver's side window says, "Ma'am, are you okay? Do we need to call an ambulance?" And I just look at him just with a straight face. And I'm like, what happened to me that I don't know about? Am I still here? Like, I was so confused. He's like, "We thought you were having a seizure. You were moving so fast." I was like, oh, one of my favorite songs from Def Leppard was on, and I was just really getting into it, and I didn't think anyone was paying attention. I'm so sorry. I said, "You saw me playing the air guitar and drums, and you must have thought that I was having a breakdown or a seizure." And he's like, yeah.
And here's one where she apparently witnessed an employee shaking her butt at her manager.
The manager right in front of me, as he was taking my order, said to an employee walking through the front doors, "Damn, girl, you looking fine AF this afternoon." The employee that he complimented decided to greet him as well by doing a very low squat and slowly coming up with her butt puckered out. So that was fun to watch and have to document in a mystery shop report.
Needless to say, Kayla's viewers are now side-eyeing all of these videos a little more. Is any of this real? You've already proven that you tend to over-exaggerate and embellish things, and in some cases straight up lie about what happened. And so in retrospect, some of these stories pretty hard to believe. And the volume of stories she has also serves to make them a little unbelievable. The world is a wild place, I get that, especially if you have a job like hers where you are out in public all the time. Maybe you do come across some crazy things, but a lot of these are like these once in a lifetime insane stories that you like talk about with your friends forever. Remember that time when that crazy thing happened to me? But Kayla seems to have a new story like this every other week. So either she attracts crazy, or she's making this stuff up, or at the very least she's exaggerating some of it for the sake of content, for the sake of having a good story. It's like if we caught her misrepresenting what happened in this chicken salad chick video that we did see with our own eyes, how can we trust that she's recounting these situations accurately for all these interactions that we don't see? And the sad part is we never know the truth of these story times. We can't exactly prove that she's lying about them, but there are lots of other things that we can prove she's lying about. So let's get into those. Here's all the dirt I dug up. As I was scrolling through Kayla's mystery shopping playlist on her TikTok account, I was just noticing the different establishments that she tends to go into, and I started Googling the names of different companies, seeing if I could verify if they even had a mystery shopping program or not. And one company I took particular interest in was Walgreens, because she posted this very shocking storytime video about a mystery shop that she did for them. This clip is a few minutes long, but it's a very compelling story, so I'm going to show you the whole thing.
It's that time again where I have to do alcohol and tobacco audits. I am outside of a Walgreens right now. I just completed a tobacco audit that did not go very well at all. I walk in the door, I have my ID in hand, I go grab a bottle of water, I come to the register, I tell the cashier that I want a pack of Pall Mall White 100s. She pulls them for me. She scans my water, she scans the cigarettes, does not ask me for my ID before giving me my total. I look at her with my card and my ID in hand, and I said, "Would you like to scan my ID?" "No, that's all right." While she's just texting on her phone. I forgot to mention she was texting on her phone when she went to go look for the cigarettes I wanted. Just texting, like not even like paying attention to me. She's like, "No, that's all right. You look old enough." And I'm like, again, I don't mind. I don't want you to get in trouble. Here's my ID. I already have it out. "No, I already scanned everything. You're good to go." Whatever. So I just finished the transaction. I paid. I walked to my car. I put my purchases away. I grabbed the piece of paper to walk back inside with and show the manager. This girl had no idea what I was coming back in for, apparently, because most of the time they know what's up when I come back with a piece of paper in my hand and they know they're in trouble. This girl didn't. She just looked at me and she's like, did I do something wrong? Did you leave your bag? And I'm like, oh, no, you're good. I need to see your manager. Why do you need to see my manager? I'm like, I just need to see your manager, please. And she just looked at me really weird and kept texting. Then got on the intercom and asked for the manager. He was up there within seconds. I handed him the piece of paper. I told him what I was there for. I told him that she unfortunately failed the audit and, best of luck to both of them. It wasn't clicking. So then she asked me, she's like, what did you just give him? What did I do? And I looked at the manager like, does she really not know? And the manager right in front of me said, you did not ask for her ID when she was trying to buy cigarettes. We have trained you over and over and over again. You just saw, like a month ago that so-and-so got fired from here because he didn't ask for ID for a beer. What on earth is wrong with you? Now I'm going to have to fire you. Go sit in the back and I'll be there shortly. Nope, she wasn't having that. She was not having that. She was like, I'm just going to walk out the door right now. I ain't doing shit. I don't need shit in my locker. You can kiss my you-know-what. And I'm like, okay, I feel really bad. Then she looks at me and she's like, me and him are sleeping together, and if I'm losing my job, he's losing his. His jaw drops. The manager's jaw drops. Like, holy crap, we've discussed that we don't talk about that. I don't know their store's policy. I don't know their HR's policy, but every company I've ever worked for, you weren't supposed to have a relationship within in the business, especially at the same location. And if you did, you certainly had to tell HR and make sure that management knew. But nope. So his jaw dropped, and I just looked at him. Nothing I can do about it, but I'm certainly going to put it in my report. But yeah, and he was just like, it was quite hilarious. Then he looks at her and says, we're going to talk tonight. And she replies back to him, no, the hell we're not. We're done. And by the way, you weren't that good anyway. Just outed him all the way. But yeah, that literally just happened. Yep. I wish I could take y'all in there with me, but unfortunately for these, I can't. I could get sued, someone flipping out, especially losing their job. I'm really not even supposed to tell you this much, but it is what it is. But oh my God, just do your job correctly. And if you are having a relationship with someone in your company, please don't do that to him. If you do wrong, don't take everyone under the bus with you, especially your partner, just because you did wrong. Like...
See what I mean? We needed to hear the whole thing, okay? But given the way that I feel Kayla exaggerates things, I have a hard time believing all the details in this story. Did this actually happen? We will never know, because she made a point of saying, I'm not really supposed to even tell you this much. I couldn't film it because that could get me sued, which is really confusing because Kayla, you always film yourself going into these places. That's kind of the whole issue with the chicken salad chick situation, is that we actually got to see what happened and we understand that you kind of exaggerate things. So maybe it's just like a Walgreens policy, or maybe it's a tobacco audit policy, like she said, like it's not really in good taste to film people losing their job, which I agree with, but it just makes the fact that she was filming so unapologetically in that chicken salad chick mystery shop, it kind of feels disingenuous now. It makes people question, was the chicken salad chick mystery shop an actual assignment of hers? People tend to think, no, probably not. One, because the company said so, but number two, because she shouldn't be filming these things. And it wasn't a problem that she filmed Chicken Salad Chick because that wasn't an actual assignment. This is not the only mystery shop that Kayla has done for Walgreens, but it's definitely the most shocking story that I saw. Again, really focusing on how an employee got fired. She's posted, I believe, 4 other Walgreens mystery shop storytime videos, so this is a business that she goes into frequently. She always tags Walgreens in her caption, and she uses the hashtag mystery shopping, mystery shop, and she uses that language when talking about Walgreens. This is very interesting to me because as I was researching the different companies to find out if they even have mystery shopping programs, I came across this. Lo and behold, on the Walgreens website, there's a web page that says fraud information, and there's an entire section dedicated to mystery shopping scams. It says, while legitimate mystery shopping opportunities exist, Walgreens does not utilize these types of programs for our business. If an offer to be a mystery shopper at Walgreens is received, please be advised this is not a legitimate job opportunity and is likely a scam. Walgreens themselves have a whole page on their website dedicated to saying we don't have mystery shoppers, and anybody claiming to be mystery shopping with us is scamming you. This is even more fuel for me to believe that her stories are made up and they're all a hoax to sell her course. Playing devil's advocate though, the Walgreens videos that she has posted have all been about tobacco and alcohol audits, specifically testing the cashiers to see if they're gonna ID her. That's the whole reason that she goes into these Walgreens. And of the 5 Walgreens videos I saw, I think only one of them passed the test and the other 4 failed, and those 4 people lost their jobs. So is doing a tobacco audit different than a mystery shop in the eyes of Walgreens? I'm not sure. I suppose that Walgreens could be like, we don't have mystery shoppers, oh, but we do have tobacco audits. But regardless, I found it to be pretty compelling that there is this woman claiming to do multiple mystery shops for a company that claims to not have mystery shoppers. A similar but less concrete example is how Kayla claimed to be a mystery shopper at Publix in a video posted in July of 2024. But according to several different posts on Reddit, Publix discontinued their mystery shopping program way back in 2021. Here's a post in the Publix subreddit from 4 years ago that just says, "No more mystery shoppers, best news ever, the mystery shopper program is over." And the top comment is just somebody saying, "Confirmed." Here's another post in the Publix subreddit from 2 years ago asking if secret shoppers are still a thing, and multiple people are responding saying, no, they did away with that program towards the end of COVID times, aka 2021. Here's a third post from 3 years ago asking if they still have mystery shoppers, and the moderator of the Publix subreddit, which makes me feel like maybe they have more credibility on the matter or something, said that they used to have mystery shoppers but not anymore, and they discontinued this program over a year ago, which again would have been around like the 2021, 2022 timeframe. And this comment is pretty notable too. It says that Publix doesn't do mystery shopping, but they still do something called the BARS program, which does beverage, tobacco, and lottery checks. So I guess in Kayla's defense, this might explain why Kayla was still doing tobacco checks at Walgreens, even though Walgreens claims not to have mystery shoppers. Maybe they are classified differently in the eyes of the company. However, this video of her going into Publix in 2024, supposedly conducting a mystery shop, had nothing to do with alcohol or tobacco checks. She was specifically interacting with employees at the bakery and the meat counter. So, doing a mystery shop at Publix in 2024 is inconsistent with what all of these apparent Publix employees are saying across multiple different Reddit threads over multiple years that they stopped the mystery shopping program years ago. Something is just not adding up. And another big thing that's also raising some red flags that we kind of already touched on is that she's filming in all of these establishments. Since the Chicken Salad Chick video, the MSPA came out in their email and said that's against the code of ethics, you shouldn't be doing that. And there have also been lots of other mystery shoppers leaving comments on videos about this controversy who are expressing their concern with the fact that Kayla regularly films. And it's a big problem that she's filming employees and giving such detailed story times because that's against the rules. After all, the goal here is to be undercover, it's to be secretive, and to not call attention to yourself and just act like a normal customer as much as possible. So why on earth are you walking into these places holding your phone up high, filming everybody and everything? I get the sense that no real mystery shopper would do that. They would not compromise the integrity of their job, which is to blend in and get as close to the authentic customer experience as possible. So now people are really questioning, is this woman a mystery shopper at all? Or is she just posing as one, posting crazy videos online to get a lot of attention and views to then drive traffic to her course, which is where she actually makes money? And speaking of her course, now I'm looking at her course webpage even more skeptically. For one, she has this section on her website with logos of different businesses, and at the top it says mystery shop at these companies and get paid, with Walgreens being one of the logos featured, which is a red flag to me because as we now know, Walgreens claims not to have mystery shoppers. These two logos also stood out to me because I didn't recognize them. We have Bored Panda and Daily Dot, and after searching these, I learned that these are two online magazines that post articles about silly and entertaining stories and events. These are not brick and mortar store locations that one could go into to conduct a mystery shop. How do you mystery shop a website, you know? So her featuring the logos of these two websites that you can supposedly mystery shop when you buy her course feels really out of place. And I cannot think of a reason as to why these would be there. Why are these even included in this list of logos? If anything, it makes me question every single other one of these logos that I see. Do any of these places actually have mystery shoppers, or is she just making it up to include the logos in this image to be able to sell her course? She's got Walgreens on there, so who knows? And things got even weirder harder when I tried to dig into Kayla's account and figure out if she's had any other viral moments in the past before the chicken salad chick situation. And interestingly, she's had three videos with really crazy stories that brought her a lot of views. There was one viral video she did about Outback Steakhouse and how they failed their mystery shop because the server rolled their eyes at Kayla when Kayla requested to be seated at a table instead of at a bar stool because the table's more comfortable for her. And where can you find an article about this situation and this video going viral? None other than boredpanda.com. Another viral video she did was about how she went to Subway and the employee made her sandwich wrong. And when Kayla said, "Hey, you made my sandwich wrong," the employee said, okay, can I just give you a couple free bags of chips and a cookie so that I don't have to remake your sandwich? Essentially bribing Kayla with cookies and chips to not have to make her sandwich the correct way. And where can you find an article about this? dailydot.com, of course. There was a third viral video of a mystery shop she did for McDonald's where she apparently went through the drive-thru and the drive-thru worker threw the change at her through the window. Some of the change fell onto the ground and the worker was like, "If you want your change, you got to get out of your car and go pick it up yourself." And then a second male employee comes to the window to hand her the food. This just sounds so ridiculous even having to recount this, but apparently he was licking his lips at her and winking at her, and when he handed over the food, he asked her, "Are you satisfied?" It's just like really wild stuff. You can also find coverage of this viral moment on dailydot.com. There is no video footage of these interactions at these restaurants, but Kayla made storytime TikTok videos recounting these experiences that got tons of views, tons of engagement, and coverage of these videos appeared in articles on these two websites. I don't really know what to think of this because it doesn't feel like a coincidence that Daily Dot and Bored Panda are the two companies that are featured on Kayla's website as companies you can do mystery shops for, but they're the only two that aren't actual physical stores. And these are the two websites that have published articles about Kayla. This feels significant, but I don't know what the significance is. And if you have any theories, please let me know in the comments because I just am kind of stumped on this. At the very least, it pokes holes and it creates inconsistencies in Kayla's course, right? And another thing I was thinking about is how in another one of her videos, she's talking about how she is one of the best mystery shoppers in the country and how she's won all these awards for it. So let's watch that clip really quickly so you know what I'm talking about.
I am a paid mystery shopper. I am one of the top mystery shoppers in the United States. I have awards, I have recognitions because I am honest, I am thorough, and I'm just good at what I do, and I'm not tooting my own horn. It is what it is.
If that's true, that she's one of the best in the country and she's got all these awards and recognition, that's great. Why is that not advertised on your website where you're selling your course though? I feel like if you had credentials or if you had bragging rights, then you would definitely want to list them on your website where you were asking people to invest hundreds of dollars into your expertise. When I went looking for proof of this, I just like scrolled all the way to the bottom of her website because I was imagining there would be something like a seal or a medallion or something that says like 2024 Mystery Shopping Association Shopper of the Year, Kayla Sansom, or like something to that effect. But there is no proof of these awards anywhere that I could find on her website, on the internet, nothing. And somebody even asked about this in the comments of that video where she claims to have awards, and she gave a very bizarre answer. This person said, "How does one get awards for mystery shopping? Like, who goes to the ceremony for mystery shopping?" And Kayla responds saying, "Sometimes employers give us money, gift cards, and more to give their employees when they pass. I have plenty of videos doing that." But that's not the question that was asked. In her response, she's addressing how sometimes she'll like give the employee a gift card like, "Hey, good job, you passed the mystery shop." But that's not what the commenter was asking about. They're asking like, no, you said you have received a bunch of awards and recognition, so tell me more about that. Something is fishy about this, as with everything on Kayla's account at this point, it feels. I don't really believe the claim that she's the best in the country and has all these awards. There's no evidence of that I could find, at least. This is similar to how she claimed to have proof about being asked to come in to do a chicken salad chick mystery shop. She said she had proof. Where's the proof? You say you got the awards. Where's the proof? And we are going to take this even a layer deeper than what we can find on Kayla's TikTok account, okay? The internet is ruthless. And the internet is also forever. And so people have really gone digging into Kayla's past to see if there's anything else to uncover. her. And unfortunately, there are multiple skeletons in Kayla's closet that pertain to this situation. Searching her name can bring you to this webpage on arrests.org, and it features a mugshot of Kayla, and it says that in 2013 she was arrested and charged with, quote, breach of trust with fraudulent intent. I looked up exactly what that means, and basically it's South Carolina's version of an embezzlement charge. Somebody entrusted her with some property or some amount of money, and then she exploited that and she used it for unintended purposes for her own financial gain. And this can be either a misdemeanor or a felony charge depending on the value of the property taken. I don't know the story behind the situation, I don't know how much Kayla took, and I don't know if it resulted in a felony. But that's not all there is to find on Kayla's criminal history. Internet sleuths have also found this book listed for sale on Amazon called Ex-Felon Girl, and the author is listed as Kayla Sansom. And the initials on the cover of the book are KRS, which stands for Kayla Renee Sansom, the subject of this video. And within the book, she talks about being from South Carolina, so I'm fairly certain this is the same Kayla. In the Amazon listing description, it says that she was stealing money from her mom by writing checks from her mother's checkbook. Then she got caught and she was convicted of forgery at the age of 19, which put a felony on her record in 2005. And here is confirmation of this case on the Newberry County Public Index. She pled guilty to forgery of a value less than $5,000 and was sentenced to 2 years of probation. Then later in her book, she talks about how it was really hard to find a job with this felony on her record, so she decided to set up a website where she could sell counterfeit designer goods. She claimed that she thought this would be fine because she spoke to a lawyer who told her it would be fine as long as she disclosed on her website that these were not authentic goods. Until one day, police show up at her house with a search warrant to come in and seize all of the counterfeit inventory that she has. But then she explained that she doesn't have any inventory in her house because she just drop ships items directly to the customers from her Chinese suppliers. The way she details this in her book is that they didn't do anything to her in that moment. She turned herself in the day after. She spent that day in jail, and she was given the choice of either paying $16,000 in damages or she could choose to go to trial. And in that case, she chose to pay the 16 grand. This all happened in 2007. So to recap, she's got a 2005 felony for forging checks. She turned herself into the police in 2007 for selling counterfeit goods, and she was arrested in 2013 for essentially embezzlement, South Carolina's version of embezzlement. And I do admit that a part of me feels pretty gross for digging up all this information on somebody's past and like putting it all on display in this way. These are obviously things that a person would not be proud of. I do tend to think that sometimes good people make bad choices and you can learn from them and grow from them. I'm really big on second chances, and I don't think that something stupid you did in your teenage or young adult life should define the rest of your life. However, we now have proof of 3 different run-ins with the law in which Kayla was being fraudulent and deceptive and taking advantage of people for her own financial gain. And here we are now in 2025 with this whole mystery shopping course selling scandal. And I'm having a hard time extending grace to her at this point. I'm having a hard time seeing how she would be a changed woman, because in my eyes, she's still doing the same shady behavior, just in a different form. I feel as if this criminal record of hers over the course of many years kind of proves that she's willing to lie and steal and cheat her way to an income. And what that means for this present day situation is that people are accusing her of scamming people again by selling this bogus mystery shopping course. It's just yet another grift to add to Kayla's long track record of deception, and I do agree with that. So, some final thoughts. I think some people out there believe that Kayla isn't and never was a mystery shopper, and she's just completely faking it. She's posing as one. She's never actually done this, and the only money she makes is from the course. I don't think I subscribe to that idea. She's claiming that she's been doing this for 15 years, and if that's true, which you never know, then that means that she's been a mystery shopper for 14 years before she started selling this course, which was just starting back in like April of 2024. She's only been doing it for like a year and a half, not even a year and a half. So what I tend to believe is that she was probably doing this as a side hustle, and at some point the idea occurred to her like, wait a minute, maybe I can sell a course, maybe I can really increase my earning potential here if I'm not just doing the mystery shopping, but if I'm also getting other people to pay me to teach them how to mystery shop too. I think the most likely explanation is that Kayla is a mystery shopper, but that her content on TikTok is very embellished in order to garner attention and views to then drive traffic to the course. course. It's very clear that her social media presence is centered around the fact that she's always got a crazy story to tell you. What's Kayla up to? What is she going to tell us about next? And so she's raked in a lot of followers and a lot of views pretty quickly, like within the last year. And I have to believe that that was strategic on her part. And unfortunately for Kayla, the jig is up, you know? Like, I don't think there's any coming back from this. How could there be? When you're caught in such a big detrimental lie like that, and seeing how easy it is to now poke holes in all the other things that she's doing as far as this course, like, I really don't see how people will continue to give her their money and teach them how to be a mystery shopper. She messed up in this really big way, and she's trying to move forward the best she can by continuing to post her regular content, but now it's all filtered. Like, all the comments are filtered and she's censoring people out, and it's just kind of like you can't look at the same mystery shopping content in the same way anymore because you know that she's been caught lying before. And that's really all the information I have for this video. Like I said at the beginning, this was a very niche, deep dive, rabbit hole thing that I went down myself, and I'm hoping that it was as enjoyable for you as it was for me to research into it. And I'm hoping moving forward that we can really start to look at these courses and people selling them with a critical eye, if you haven't already. I already kind of feel like that. If you're selling a course, I don't know. I just feel like it's not the most credible. Some random person on social media claiming to teach you about a specific topic, like, there's gotta be some shadiness associated with that, you know? And so I do think it's worthwhile to look at it skeptically and dig a little deeper and really consider who this person is, what kind of information they're providing you, and if it's worth the cost that they are charging. So with that, that's everything I have for today's video. I'm very curious to hear what you think about this in the comments down below. I'm curious to hear if there is more information that comes out about Kayla that I haven't discovered or haven't uncovered yet. Let me know what you're thinking. I'm very excited to see it. Thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate you, and I'll see you in my next one real soon.